Oh,
I see
only
on
13
air.
minutes late. Ha!
Typical.
Typical.
Typical. Yeah, we really need to start that after show, man.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe we
We
just need
get
to
it.
start streaming ourselves, setting it up just to like prove to everybody that we really are just that incompetent, I guess. But anyway.
A pre-show to show everybody us getting set up.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but we're past the pre-show. We are now into the show. And this show, we like to call it OnlyFrets. And it is live, of course, from every single one of your mother's house. And I think we're going to go ahead and roll the intro clip there.
You're live in 3, 2, 1.
And we're back. Or at least I'm back anyway.
And we're back. And we're hot dogging today.
We are hot dogging. Hot dogging. Yeah, so I guess we'll kick that off then. So yeah, that's the new Kramer 84 hot dogger in ketchup red. I've got the mustard yellow one, but unlike that one, this is not a limited edition thing. For my rig today, I'm doing something a little different. I've actually got my pedal board hooked up. So yeah, I got some stuff going on there. Yeah, whatever. I'm not warmed up. But yeah, it's cool. It's got coil tap on it and all that stuff. I'll probably do a video on it at some point. But yeah, figured I'd show it off because I was very, very excited about this one. I was a little bummed when I saw they had it at first because I'm like, oh man, I'm really not in a spot to buy another guitar. But then I made it work and now I have it.
Yeah, man.
And then you're holding something that's a little different, a little special. I think we've talked about that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Got my I streamed with it on Friday night. I don't know what's happening.
Sounds
of course,
like you got
now
a cable.
Well, I'm wireless today, pal.
Ah.
It's just can't. Do
you believe us now? Do you believe us?
Technical difficulties. Yeah. So this is the bird, and it's pretty sweet when it works.
I bet it is.
Let's see.
While you're figuring that out, Redskin Garage is in my chat. He says, now I have a red wiener. Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. And you should be practicing. Yes, you should. Not watching this lame stream. But do both. You can do both.
I don't know what's happening.
Everything and nothing at the same time is what's happening.
I don't know. My electronics are bad, which is why
Strum a G and I'll mimic.
I have.
There you go.
This right here.
What is that? Oh, is that one of those? Yeah.
Wiring harness.
Yeah, wiring harnesses. That's what I was looking for.
Yep.
Sweet.
So this is actually from the good people on Amazon at Music Lily. And
okay.
I was really surprised to see the quality of this when I got it in the mail. So I've got a new switch, and as we can tell, the electronics shipped straight from Solo Music Gear are not the best. But overall, very happy with the guitar in general.
Good, yeah.
When it's working. Just not working.
So as long as it plays well, that's really what matters. I'm a big advocate for if the bones are good, you can fix all the electrical. Well, not always. You can't always fix electrical stuff. I've had guitars with ground issues that you just cannot. I don't care what you do to it. I don't understand that at all. It must be the wood, the tone wood they make. Or
it's definitely the tone wood.
It's definitely
There's too much. too much metal in the tone wood.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, it would appear I have a shorting issue going on here, but hopefully that won't last very long.
Could be the jack. I mean, is it like a solderless kit that you used, or did you solder it, or did they?
Well, you do have to solder the pickups in.
No, that sounds like a wireless like interference. Sounds like you got some interference going on or something.
It's probably because I moved my internet over so I could plug my computer into my Slingshot router.
Probably.
My mesh router.
Yeah, you might.
And that's why we don't have lag, but my guitar has a lot of lag right now.
That's the trade-off.
It's the trade-off, dude.
Do we run the guitar-based podcast thing with no guitar and it be clear and legible and visible and all that other stuff, or do we suffer through it still playing, if you want to call it guitar?
They make solutions that they call cables.
Yeah, tried and true.
Tried and true. Yeah.
Now we sound like a Guitar Center. I'm playing something like this, and you're just over there playing something completely out of key.
This is, I believe that searching for tone is in my chat over here. This is what Off the Rails looks like, buddy. There she is. Anyway, this is really nice. The pickups are super microphonic. Like I can talk into them, and you can, when it's through an amp, especially, you can really hear it. But electronics will be swapped. Got Lawler's sitting over there, so got another video on that coming up. Cool. Yeah, man.
All this talk is rather nerdy, dorky.
It's super nerdy,
technical, whatever you want to call it. And we don't plan these, by the way. We just start talking, and it's like we just kind of find a segue, right? So yeah, the topic that I liked for today, we were going to talk about it last week, but things happen there too, because life and all that. Has been a dork, a nerd, too. I don't know the word, involved with guitar. Is that like ruined guitar YouTube? And I say this for a couple of reasons. One, I saw somebody else make a video on it. I didn't watch it, but I thought the title was catchy and clickbaity, and I was like, makes people mad. Secondly, I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's ruined it, but it is kind of isolated in some way a bunch of different creators for me. It kind of gets me to the point where it's like when I hit a certain point of their video, I click away from it because I'm like, I just don't care. Namely, like Trogley, right? When he starts taking it apart and he's like, oh, we got these, these electronics in here, and here's the rating for the pickups, and here it is in the middle position, and then Phil McKnight does
fretboard radius,
right, and he does like the geeky stuff on all his, and I'm just like, I don't care, dude. I really don't. Like, the most that I care about is how much it weighs, maybe like what it's made out of, if like, what type of Floyd is it, for example. Like, this is a Floyd 1000. It's like, okay, we all know that they're the inexpensive version of a real Floyd or whatever, and then it's like, oh,
right,
like a C profile neck or whatever. Like, that's about all I care about. I don't care about the neck depth and the millimeter that the nuts cut. I don't care. I could give a shit. I don't care. But some people seem to really like it, and I err on one side. Do you kind of see the other side, or do you agree, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, Keith, for the love of guitars with Keith, agrees with you 100%. So we'll start there. I know that Brian, searching for tone, he also does the full. He said it's about 50-50. He did a poll a while back, and 50%, a little more than 50% of the viewers want to see that stuff. So I think on the whole, the guitar community is, kind of down with, heavily dissecting every micrometer of the guitar. I personally I lean more to your side. No, it's not that a video would lose me while going into that stuff, but I might just be like eating chips and like doing something else while that part of the video is going on.
Right.
And you know, I actually, for demo videos and stuff, like what I love about your demo videos, for instance, is what you do at the beginning of them. Like when you play your tracks, like I'm there to like hear you play music with it. So, you know, as far as like going super in depth on the like minutia of a guitar, I don't really need that, but I also am not the only person on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. It's like, does the neck feel good? Are the fret ends sharp? Do the pickups sound good? And, you know, maybe like this, like the tuners that came with this are just trash. So that's another thing that I have to change, which is fine. Like, you know, I built it, so it's okay. But like, if you're going to buy a brand new guitar, you know, like on your hot dog there, you wouldn't want the tuners to be trash, hot off the press.
Right.
You know, so I think some of it really matters. Some of it's a little overboard. I've never really been too concerned with fretboard radius. I would say if it's a really, if it's like a 7.25 or whatever, I might want to know. Right. But apart from that, you know, 9.5 to 14 all kind of feels relatively the same. So, yeah,
well, it's a game of inches. I mean, literally,
it is. You know? Yeah, absolutely. So, like many things in life, play a game of inches at your mom's house earlier.
I was about to say, yeah, namely with at your mother's house. You beat me to it. Redskin Garage over here, he says he kind of is on the other end of it. First off, he says he likes your Firebird. He said he loves the mechanical aspects and loves all parts, dimensions, materials, kind of what makes the instrument. And I'm like, you know what? I don't knock anybody that likes that because, I mean, you know, I do care, right? Obviously, I want it to be made of like quality stuff. Sure. But if you're gonna sit and make your whole video about like why this is so much better than this, it's like, but you know, you can have the junk tuners. Like you can say, like when I do the Guyker stuff, like, are the Guyker tuners really as good as like Schaller's or, you know, or as whatever? It's like, or Grover's or whatever, you know, just some kind of other brand. It's like, are they? Yeah, but that's about as far as you need to go into it unless you want to make a video dedicated to the tuners. I don't know. When I'm there for a guitar, I want to know about the whole thing, like as it all works. That's part of the reason. And that's something that I've learned as I've gone on is like, people just want to hear you play. They don't really want to hear you talk all that much. So I've kind of developed my videos to go where I'll open it up and say like, you know, oh yeah, we're looking at this today. And then I'll play the track, you know, in a mix. And then I'll go into it and do the whole thing, and I'll talk a little bit, and then I'll intermingle like, oh, here's this, you know, here's this pickup and all that stuff. So I try to get a good mix, and you're never going to, you know, appease all the people all the time. But, you know, it's, I don't know.
Well, you don't have to. That's the beauty of, you know, the beauty of subscribing to your channel. Right. And somebody like Brian's channel, like Searching for Tone, you subscribe to both of those channels and both of you review a Firefly or, you know, this hot dog you're holding or like, or an Epiphone or something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, Brian's going to give you something that you're not, and you're probably going to provide something that Brian isn't. Like, you know, I don't think it ruined it. I think like, it hasn't factioned off, but I think that everybody provides something different in the space. I have a couple comments pertaining to the conversation. 2 Yards says he cares about specs, but he wants good information, which is why he likes Searching for Tone, because Brian does do a Trogley style deep dive, which everybody loves. Like all his subs love that. I love it. I love that he does it. Right. And I think it's great. But I also love what you do, where when you get a new guitar, I'm going to hear that thing like, you know, in action. And I think that's a good thing too. Robert Baker just did one on Charvel that he's giving away. and he kind of did one video where it was just playing riffs, and it's a Jakey Lee signature Charvel. So he's just like playing riffs and licks. And then he's like, the next video, I'll do a deep dive on the one I'm giving away for the giveaway, which I think is the right way. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're going to do a giveaway. So yeah, man, I don't think being a nerd, like, it made me be able to like solder, and I was afraid I didn't do it properly, but it turns out it's just my Wi-Fi signal. But it made me be able to like put a guitar together because I was watching nerds on YouTube that love like soldering guitars and stuff. So I think it's good.
So it's good to learn.
It can be overdone sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to learn like technical things like soldering and learning how to repair things. Which, really quick, Timothy Richards in my chat, he says, "Hey fellers." Hey,
oh, what's up, buddy?
And then he says, "How many Kramer hot dog get fiddles do you have?" 2. Got the red one and then the yellow one.
Jonathan has 2 wieners.
2 wieners, yeah. So I'm able to
call them old. That's what we called them back in the day. Back in Nam, we called them old 2 wieners, Jonathan.
Old 2 wiener. Yeah. No, here's a D chord for that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like learning how to repair, I think is vital, and I say that all the time. Learn to solder, learn to change your strings. Obviously, learn to set up a Floyd, because I mean that's maintenance, if anything. Learn to keep your guitar clean, fretboards, polished frets. Absolutely do things like that. But I mean, again, when people are like, let's take the pickup out and like let's open the pickup and see what's special. It's like, I don't care. I care less, right? Some people care about that. If you're learning to make pickups, then by all means, learn that, do that, show that. That's important, because at the end of the day, but like me personally, I'm just like, does it play? Does it make a noise? Can I set it up? Okay, cool. And that's why I do that series that I do sometimes, the Make Guitar Shred Again. It's like, it shows you how to do just simple stuff without going too far into it. They end up being like 30 minutes long sometimes, but I'm showing you kind of in real time-ish how long it takes you to do something like that. Whatever. So that's 2 totally different things, kind of, but it's still nerdy in its own right.
It is, but it's good. And I think like net positive, the nerdery in guitar, like net positive for the masses, for sure. Keith says, he brings up a good point. He's saying, you can tell me all the shapes, radius, impedance, all that stuff, but he's the type of dude that just needs to hold the guitar and play it.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people, there are a lot of people that want both, but I think the more experience you have with the more guitars, the more those numbers mean something to you. Like, you can compare it to something in your experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And so you're like, okay, that's a chunky neck, and I played that. That's like this guitar over here, or that's a thin neck. So that's going to kind of feel like that. So depending on how many guitars you've had in your lap or, on a strap, that may or may not mean something to you. So I guess it also, just like you're saying, it just depends on the person, and no shade either way for me. I love that both exist. Like, somebody's like trying to describe how a neck feels with an esoteric, your hand just cups it just where it's like, well, your hand does, but what does my hand do? Well,
and that's why they say, like, I mean, this could apply to something like cars. If you're going to go look at a used car on Facebook, someone's going to say, if you don't know a lot about cars, like, take a mechanic friend with you that maybe knows more technical stuff about it, right? Same thing with guitars. If you're a beginner, and I think I've said this before, if not, I'll say it now for the record. If you're a beginner and you go out and just go to a Guitar Center and you're looking in the used section, like, you don't know what could possibly be wrong. You could pick it up and say, oh, it plays well. But if you have a buddy that plays, he could pick it up and say, actually, I can feel that there's like a problem with the neck, or like I can feel like these frets are, low, or they're too high, or whatever, things like that. So, I don't know. It's a rock and a hard place sometimes with trying to talk about that kind of stuff, because it needs to exist. It does. But I don't know. Maybe it's Maybe it's just me being old man shaking his fist at the sky. I don't know. But I mean, like something like you said, like the really good point is like care about like the fretboard radius. If you hear 7.25, that's like vintage Fender, right? Like you're gonna have higher action.
Yeah.
You hear that number when it comes with the experience. It's like, yeah, you know whether you prefer that or not without having to play it. It's like, I'm probably not gonna like that or whatever. But like when someone says, "Oh, it's a compound radius. It's 9 up here and goes all the way to 14." Like I don't ever feel it. I never feel that in a compound radius neck.
Yeah,
honestly,
I would agree.
I really don't. And it's like, it's cool to say that. And it's cool to have like the buzzwords, which kind of is what it equates to. I think we've talked about that too before with like tone. It's like, oh, it's buttery, it's smooth, it's creamy, it's fizzy. It's like they're buzzwords. Like, does it sound good? Yeah. Who cares what word you want to use to describe it? Like, it just sounds good. We already have a word for it. It's good.
Yeah. Good.
That's kind of
that is. Yeah, we could say it's good.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I'm appreciative of like learning about those things, but it's kind of like the amount of theory that I've learned, where music theory sits way back here. It's never in the front of my mind when I'm actually playing guitar.
Yeah.
I'm going with what sounds or feels good, and that takes precedence. Like that's the front seat, everything else is kind of in the back seat, and it certainly doesn't drive the car. Like if you're telling me that the tuners are a 14-1 versus a 21-1, as long as they actually turn, which these ones don't very well, I mean, like literally, like the spec sheet on this online says this is the gear ratio of the tuners. It's like, okay, but they don't turn. Right. So we don't care what the ratio is. The ratio is 0 because it doesn't turn right. So I think that's the bigger point. 2 Yards argues that you can feel a compound when you bend a string always. So some guys, again, I mean, 2 Yards is a very good player. He's had a lot of guitars like you, I'm sure. Like maybe that's just something that he notices that maybe you don't very often. And
right.
I just think to each their own. Like I just pick them up and it's like, oh yeah, or no.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, and I've got some chat I'll go through here in just a second too, because I got 2 guys kind of going. But yeah, it's one of those things where I always just say, like, you can talk about the numbers all you want. You can talk about, how I think it feels, or, this profile, or whatever the case, this game of inches that we're playing here. Go out and just pick it up and play it and see what you think about it. Because if you like it, it's like, does it really matter what the numbers say? It really does no. I mean, again, it's good to have that, because if you like a 9 to 14 inch compound radius neck, if you see on a spec sheet that something's got it, you're like, I might look at that versus this, but I don't know. Like I've kind of, not that I've ever been like a brand snob or a gear snob. In fact, I'm pretty advocated away from that. But there's sometimes where I do kind of catch myself looking at it. I'm like, I don't know if I would like that, just based on looks. Or maybe because it's cheaper or whatever. But there's a lot of cheap stuff. Like I never thought I'd really like Kramers. Not that they're cheap, but man, these Kramers are awesome. The Berettas, I've played the Berettas, like the cheap specials. Those things are awesome. Yeah. I didn't think I'd like the 84s, but man, these things are, because this is just an 84 model, just with a funky design on it. But man, Kramers like won my heart at some point in time, and I think it was when I got that. Hot Dogger really is what it was, because the neck on it is fantastic, but I'm drifting off. But yeah, no, I don't know. Guitar's just it's a weird hobby to have. There's so many viewpoints on a plank of wood and metal.
I know.
It's just so
I love, did you ever see that, what's that movie? It Might Get Loud, with The Edge, Jimmy Page, and
Jack White.
And Jack White.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jack White, it starts off and he literally like takes a pickup, solders it, or he's got a pickup soldered directly to a jack. and he nails the pickup to a plank of wood, and then he wraps a string around a nail, and then wraps it around like a bar on 2 nails on the other side of the plank of wood. And then he just grabs a bottle off his porch and he plugs it in. He starts playing slide guitar on it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you guys, we're overthinking it. We are. It's okay. It's a hobby. That's what it's for. You know, there are guys that build model trains that are like, the driver's facing the wrong direction. You know, like that's, you know, what we do as dudes. But like, we are overthinking it for sure.
Yeah.
That's not disputed, I don't think. And I think even people who love it are like, I know I am overthinking it on purpose because I love it.
Well, and that's when you get deep into it and you can kind of know what you're talking about kind of deal. It's like, okay, be that way. My whole thing is because, and I'm kind of going back to this point because I made this video the other day about beginners. When you're a beginner trying to get into this, you can't just get on the internet and say what guitar is good or which one should I play on or what should I worry about, because you're going to get so many conflicting arguments. You're going to get so much confusion. You're going to get so much vitriol and hate thrown towards both sides, and if you tend to agree on it, like if you're like, oh, I like the color green, but then green guitars sound like crap because of this reason. It's like that's an argument that I'm sure exists somewhere. In fact, Billy Corgan swears that white guitars sound better, and I'm just like, you're crazy. But anyway, red guitars.
First of all,
sound
that's
better.
super racist.
I know. But anyway, so it's like, I don't know. I try to think of it as a beginner's aspect. Not that I'm anywhere near beginner, but I mean, it's just like I don't know. I don't know, man. Guitars, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse to have it, and it's like you don't see the people in like the freaking flute world talking about it's made out of this kind of metal, like so it's gonna blow different. I'm sure there's that argument, but
I'm sure there is actually. If you now that you mention it, I'm sure that it do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's all coming down to material. But then you got people like Rob Chapman that don't help the argument either. As much as I like Rob Chapman for some of his views, I have my own things with him, and I know the internet does not like him, but whatever. He's been on the kick about the Tonewood debate, talking about, I know this guy that's an engineer and he definitively proved that it exists. And it's like, look, even if it does exist for the sake of argument, the difference that it makes is not big enough to care. Same thing with anything else on this. It's like pickups. It's really the output that matters. Humans want things to be loud, which is why like mixing, and we're going off on completely different tangents here. Why like mixes need to be louder and louder and louder as time's gone on, because it sounds better when it's louder.
Yeah.
It's everybody trying to win the loudness wars. And it's like Spotify cut that down, streaming cut that down, where they kind of level everything out.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it all sounds decent, I guess, but we had that debate a while back where it was like, do you prefer physical media versus streaming? What are we talking about? We're just we're just back and forth and back and forth.
We're just going on. I'm just listening, bro. I'm just learning life lessons from my brother Jonathan. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah, I just think with anything, there's a law of diminishing returns. Your $4,500 Gibson custom shop versus the Greenie custom shop, they're going to be like so stinking close.
Yeah.
And so why spend $20,000 extra dollars for something that you can get for $5,000? Why spend $5,000 on something that you can get pretty close to for like $1,200?
Right.
And then we're playing that game right now where the budget guitar lines are freaking pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And I just do this build your own stuff because I'm a nerd, because I like to tinker and get the soldering iron out and check the the nut on this needs to get filed down a little bit because it's going out at Oh, see the tuners on this? These strings are even like stretched. But like it detunes when I play the cowboy chords, you know,
right,
and all that fun stuff. So it's just like the nerddom of it has helped me because it has allowed me to like identify issues with my guitars. But beyond that, like I said, it takes a backseat. When I'm watching Trogley videos, I just want to hear it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
see it. Like it looks cool. So I don't know. And I can't afford anything Trogley does anyway.
Right.
Yeah, but that's kind of where I fall on all that. I appreciate that guys are out there doing it. I will actually when I do my pickup swap and wiring harness swap in this, I will probably show them so people can see the difference. But I'm not knowledgeable enough to like really go in on it. You know, I know a few things. I know that this new wiring harness has orange drops. And I know, by the way, guys, I'll just show the class one more time. This was $42 on Amazon. Oh, come on. Get it together. This is Music Lily. It was $42 on Amazon. Comes with orange drops, full size, CTS, and you know, just a regular jack, a nice switch, vintage wiring, and a switch and a pick and a couple of switch tips. And I'm impressed because I've bought wiring harnesses before from like 920D Customs and looked at other wiring harnesses online, and none of them are anywhere close to that price point. And we'll see how it sounds, but
right,
pretty impressed with the quality for $42 on Amazon.
Really quick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need to step away for like 2 seconds.
All right.
Can you hold
I'll
down
play
the fort
while you're gone.
I'm sorry, everyone. I will be right back. I'm literally going over here.
Hendrix is the GOAT. I found Gibson Fenders. Oh boy. The only wiring harness I used were the ones I got from Crutchfield when getting a car steer. Nice. Let's see. I have found Gibson Fenders and Reverends and Pearsons have certain mojo that others don't. That could be true. I mean, everybody's mojo, like how you vibe with a guitar is just going to differ person to person. So like that Harley Benton SG of mine is like one of my favorites. So you definitely 2 Yards brought up another point, which was like he listed off, you know, Gibson, Fender, Reverend, and Pearsons have a mojo. And I was saying, I think the mojo depends on the player to guitar relationship. Like, you know, if you're a metal guy, maybe the mojo is with a headless, you know, Strandberg or Steinberg or whatever they're called. And I just think like that's definitely a subjective thing. Definitely valuable to know about yourself though, so that you avoid getting guitars that, especially when we're all buying online, like you avoid getting guitars that aren't going to jive with you. I had no idea how this Firebird thing was going to work out, but it actually is really nice for my arm length, and the neck's nice, and it sits well. I like the feel of the body. So I got kind of lucky. I don't know. I'm kind of with Mark Spurgeon. All guitars are awesome. Like they're just, all guitars are great.
Yeah, they are. Now I'm back, just in case you hadn't noticed. A couple things on my end. Redskin Garage said, any thought on over-oiled fretboard? Man, I can't even read that. I need to get some freaking glasses. Any thoughts on over-oiled fretboard? I can't imagine a wet log sounding bright. I don't think over-oiling a fretboard is going to do anything for tone, but what it'll do is it'll make your hand oily if you don't wipe it all down, right? So that can affect your tone maybe in some kind of way, or maybe just, and my dog's barking. Anyway, so yeah, maybe don't over oil your fretboard. You won't have to worry about it. It's kind of my thing.
That was good advice.
Yes. Timothy Richards says headless guitars are ugly.
Ooh. Hot take.
Yeah, and look, I've got a couple of headless travel guitars that I really do like, genuinely thoroughly enjoy. They're the Donner Hutch series things. They're cool. They're different. Do they look like attractive and appealing? Maybe not really, but I mean, they're unique. I will say they are unique, and they make you kind of want to pick them up to be like, what is this?
What's
this like? You know, because I've played like a what are they? Are they Steinbergs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called. Strandberg,
something like that. I've played
the burgers.
Yeah, I've played like, I think 2 of those in my lifetime. I've never played like the big body, whatever, but I've played, enough to maybe get a little bit of an opinion on it. And they're strange, but they're not bad to play. Honestly, they're really not.
Yeah.
Especially whenever you kind of get into like the classical, like where they're designed to sit classically. The Abasi, you ever seen those? The Tosin.
Oh, Abasi. The Tosin. Yeah.
Those are strange, but man, people swear by those. They say they're really comfortable. And I'm like, you know what? They probably are. They're probably really. But here's my thing, okay? I'm not a big modern guitar guy in the sense that it kind of goes back to the spec thing, like where people are trying to, it's got this and this and this and this. I'm like, I can play a non-weight relieved, thick neck Les Paul and just be happy.
Yeah.
I'm good. That's what I like. And it's okay if you like different stuff. If you like the modern thing, cool. But I've tried to get into more modern stuff, like real thin necks and like, small frets and all that other kind. I'm just like, I can't. 24 fret. Like I don't even like 24 fret guitars, honestly. If I like, if
really?
when I go with PRS, if I ever look at a PRS, I'm always like, give me a 22 fret something, because I don't like 24 fret models. I just don't. Which is weird, because my first real guitar was an Ibanez that had 24 frets, and I loved that thing. And it, was whatever. Not that frets really make the biggest difference in the world, I guess. The extra 2, but I mean, even like a Fender. Yeah, give me a 21 fret Fender, and I'm good with that. I don't know if it's something with the scale length or just kind of the spacing, or I don't know what it is. But like, that's a modern feature that I don't really care for, is more frets. I think Glenn Fricker has a Washburn from the 80s that's like a freaking, was it a 30 fret? I'm like, ugh. I'm like, it gave me a panic attack. I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's not modern though. That's from the 80s,
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean,
the 80s guys were like, more frets. I want to go higher,
Which is actually why Fender went to 22 frets. I think is what it was. They went from 21 to 22 to appeal to the 80s shredder guys. But going back to headless stuff, headless is weird. They are not very attractive, I will say that, but ergonomically speaking, they do play better, if you will. They do sit comfortably. They do generally play in the neck weird. You kind of got to adjust to the not having the weight of the headstock there, kind of maybe pulling it down just that little bit. But it's that's
you're tinkering around the edges at that point. I mean, a 30 fretter is pretty extreme, but going from 21 to 24, it's barely noticeable. Got a hot take here from Keith and a non-hot take from Steve Gunner. Keith says HSS fat strats are ugly. He realizes,
my brother. Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't like him. He says, "Get out of here and go get yourself a Les Paul."
Yes.
And then the non-hot take from Steve Gunner is that the new PRS John Mayer colors are ugly, which is true, 100%.
Really? I don't know if I've seen the new colors. I'm still stuck on like the green and the dragon fruit and all that other stuff.
No, it's like they're like hot. So it's funny because you were holding the hot dog guitar. They're like hot dog colors. So it's like ketchup, mustard, relish, and onion.
What?
Seriously, it's yellow, green, and it's yellow, green, red, and faded white.
All right, here's what
they're
we're gonna do.
So gross.
Live reaction to the new John Mayer, because I promise you I've not seen them. I've not seen them at all. Let's see, John Mayer, not Jen Maber. John Mayer.
Yeah, those swamp ashes are sick, Steve.
By the way, I switched to this my Silvertone baritone because where did it go? Redskin Garage said I like headless function over form, and I prefer 24 frets and baritone scale length. Baritones are an entirely different thing because it takes me
Is it even a guitar?
That's a good question. Because really quick before we do that, is that in tune? I think it's in tune. Yeah. Is it a guitar? I don't know. Leave a comment and tell me. Is a baritone a guitar? Let's see. New colors. Okay. So I'm not seeing 4 new colors. Here we go. Guitar World.
Yep. There you go.
Okay. So I see green, red, yellow, and I think what looks like black, which I'm like, I thought.
Oh, is it black?
I guess. Here's one in Derby red, which looks okay. It's like more of a maroon, I guess. I see where people could not like it. I'll say this: the yellow looks cheap. It just looks cheap.
Yep.
And I hate to say that because I've had a Silver Sky and it's the SE. It's a really good guitar.
They're nice guitars.
They're nice. They really are.
No one's disputing the quality of the guitar.
Yeah, but I mean the problem is you listen with your eyes and all that kind of stuff is what it is. So you're gonna see a color and not like it, and it could be the best playing guitar you've ever seen or heard. But because
people hate these Les Pauls, because of they call them the clown burst, because of the vibrance of the colors that they chose to use on those, and I can see why. I've just always seen that guitar, so to me it looks normal. But people like that muted, sort of smoked over red and yellow burst, not the clown burst. So I get it.
Or something like this.
That's gold, baby. This
gold
is kind of
gold
gold.
On
gold. That's real gold.
Right. It's like people don't like gold hardware. Like gold saddles, they're just. I'm like, bitch, gold,
dude.
gold.
I love gold.
I love gold. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, another one for the skin box.
But yeah, no, it's like, humans are so visual. It's like you can't make an ugly guitar because you're not going to sell it. And it's funny too. I was going to say this, switching back to the hot dogger. I actually, when you order something from Sweetwater, you're going to get a call from your rep, right? Well, recently, my rep that I've had forever, I guess he left Sweetwater, so now I got a new guy. And he called me the other day and he was like, I saw you ordered the hot dogger or whatever. And the way he's kind of said it was like, is this a joke? Like, and I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, so I got the yellow one, so I figured I get the red one. He was like, he kind of laughed. He's like, I figured there was some kind of story to it. I'm like, do you need a story?
Yeah, I like hot dogs. Okay,
I'm like, bro, I like the hot dogs. Like, what are you talking about? But no, and even when I ordered the yellow one, my original rep called me and he was laughing. He's like, I see you ordered the hot dog. I'm like, yeah. I had it, and I told him, so you had it at a good price, and it was a demo, and they were limited, and like, of course I'm gonna get it. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, what do you got coming up this week? What's on the schedule?
What is on the schedule? That's a great point. So I have a brand that's kind of getting on my nerves.
Oh no.
I've made, get a headache thinking about them. I've made a couple of videos for them. I won't name them because I don't want to name and shame unless they really start getting on my nerves. But I've had to remake a video for them 2 or 3 times now. It's a short. And I'm not even uploaded it yet because they insist on me sending it to them to upload to their Amazon page, which I'm like, look, fine.
Boo.
I send it to them because I'm just like, look, it's a short. I don't care. It's for Amazon. Because a lot of these companies want you to upload to Amazon too, which I'm like,
okay.
My Amazon account got hacked years ago, and they banned me from putting reviews on anything. So I can't review anything even if I wanted to, and I've already appealed it, and they won't. It's a long story. But anyway.
Good times.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do I got here? So I got that eventually at some point. They're going to be sending me something else that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be like a little, honestly, it'll be like a little throwaway thing. I'll probably do a short on that. I plan on at some point doing a shootout between the Donner Hush series guitars because I thought that'd be interesting to kind of take a look at all of them at once.
Yeah.
And then I've got like a pickup shootout coming up.
Okay.
I've got some other videos of other guitars that I no longer have. They're long gone. Finally starting to come out. So, I mean, interesting stuff. So stick around for that. And then I think I'll be doing a follow-up. Somebody actually did this the other day. I'll be doing a follow-up to my beginner Q&A video that I did the other day.
Yeah.
But it'll be for older beginners. So if you're older, someone was like, well, do you have any tips for someone? And I'm like, that's a good point because it comes with its own challenges being, as you get older doing anything, so going to try to work through that and obviously review on this and maybe some other stuff. I don't know.
Cool.
I've kind of slowed down on the sponsored stuff, so I'm just trying to come up with original things now.
Fun ideas. Yeah, totally.
What about you, broski?
Well, my obviously the wiring and electronic replacement video for this. I will be getting like a proper Gibson style headstock cover, or truss rod cover, and at some point, and putting my own water slide decal on that. And I think it's just going to say the bird and then tuners. So I'll deal with the headstock last, which is kind of funny because you wouldn't want to do that ever. But
right.
Then
have you ever put a water slide on a guitar? You have? I've never done that before. And I've always seen people doing that.
I did. Come on. It didn't come out perfect, but that's a water slide decal. Yeah.
Huh.
And they have paper, and you just print it, and you make sure that it's got a properly like colored background color, because otherwise it won't show up.
Right.
But it's really not too difficult. You just have to go to like Office Depot or whatever and buy the water slide decal paper, and it just prints from your regular printer on there.
That's interesting.
Pretty fun. I'll probably show the process.
Yeah, definitely show that. Because I mean, not that I plan on doing that, but I mean, I do have my Jackson that it needs a headstock logo on it. And
right.
It would feel weird. Putting
and you
Jackson
can totally download those images.
Well, and that's the thing is I tried to stencil it before. I've tried to print it out and it just doesn't.
Tough.
It just doesn't. Somewhere.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I'll show my process for that. Just for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then I actually had my first audition with a local cover band called Aaron Kelly Rager and the Badasses, and I got a formal invitation this morning to be a badass.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun last night. My wife granted me permission to, which I'm very grateful for, to go and try out. And yeah, they're a really cool band. I've been watching them for a long time.
Right.
And I always thought that I would the first time I saw them, they had another lead guitar player who's really good, but his playing style didn't really fit the other three guys, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He was very talented guitarist. He could do all the things, but the way that the other three play, it just kind of felt like a juxtaposition. I remember telling my wife, like, I think I would fit in better. And I wasn't even as good then as I am now. And so, 3 years of more lessons and doing Friday Night Lives and a lot of practice. And
so what you're saying is it pays off.
Yeah, well, it does. And
Funny
I
that.
actually worked up, it gave me the courage to actually have a conversation, because I know these guys are from around here and grew up with, their brothers and sisters and stuff like that. And I was just like, I would like to, I feel like we would jive like really well. And like my playing, you guys play all the songs that I love to play. They're playing Mountain and Huey Lewis and the News and Billy Squire and what's the one they really like? Who sings that? Changing my pocket, going jang-a-lang-a-lang.
Oh yeah.
Their names escaping.
Yeah, I can't remember.
38. No, not 38.
It's not 38
special.
special. It's
one of those bands.
Someone help us.
Yeah, hit me in the chat. Who sings Don't Give Me No Lines and Keep Your Hands to Yourself? God, I can't remember. Anyway, stuff that like my dad's band used to cover that I grew up listening to, that Georgia Satellites. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy.
There you go.
So that was really cool. Just fun to go play. And I messaged him this morning. I was like, hey man, like, even if y'all don't want me to come back or whatever, like that was a ton of fun. And turns out the feeling was mutual. So I'm officially a badass, which is
awesome.
Yeah, really cool. So looking forward to that. Playing a few gigs here and there and jamming with some humans, which is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
And I may do a gig vlog or two.
Yeah, I was about to say you need to do that, even if you just. And I'll tell you what you can do. If you can get one of those like Zoom recorder things, if you can set that up, like I've got one from X5 and it's really cool. Set it up and that'll help capture audio if you don't have any other option, or you want like room audio or something. Those are really good for capturing like large spaces like that. And a lot of them are set up to do that. Like to have settings in them to capture it the best that you can. Just a suggestion.
Nice. Yeah, I might have to do that. I know they already like film. I think they film them, but if I could get like solid audio, for a gig vlog or whatever, that would be super sick. So I'll, as we go through my journey with them or whatever, I'll figure out, what we're going to need, what I would need to like do a gig vlog, make sure they're all cool with it and stuff like that. Yeah, I was about to
say I would ask too, because you don't want to impose.
I know Colin, the rhythm player, he like jumped on to one of my live streams the other night and was digging it. So that was pretty cool for him to, reach out and like, we had a really good jive. Like everything he happened to already be playing, I like happened to learn the other part. So it just worked out, so we were like, I think the lead singer, Aaron, had like mentioned that the dissonance between like, we were meshing really well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that was cool. It was just a ton of fun. I had a blast, so it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
I hope that goes well for you. I hope to see some more of that in the more
thanks,
of it,
man.
some of it in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get a gig vlog here, maybe when I do my first one or something.
Yeah.
But really cool. Anyway, well, you want to strum a chord for the kids and get us out of here?
Yeah, I can do that. I meant to. Hold on. I got a special effect here. If it'll. I have to stand up to do it. There we go. I'm not very good at this, but I have fun with it, so that's all that matters.
Yep.
Just a little wah.
Nice.
Like I said, I have my pedal board. I had to redo the pedal board before this because I had one pedal on there that I wasn't using, and I took it off and I had to move everything over, and it was just a pain.
Oh yeah, right.
Because I had so little time. It's not the pedal. Because I know people go, "Oh, it's the pedal board." Not the pedal board. It was the time. I had to unscrew and move everything over, just rearrange it like 30 minutes before this whole thing.
Right.
I was just like, ugh. But anyway, so yeah, there's my cocked wah. Where is it at? I cannot play today. I'm so sorry. Anyway, why don't you show us what a real guitar player can do and play us out? Let's get a chord. Tasteful.
It's all
Tasteful.
tasty licks.
That was for Redskin Garage. That was my hack job of Wonderwall. He says free bird, but we're out of time, so
we are. But I do have a tattoo on my arm. I'm not kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Anyway,
Said
before we start playing more copyright infringed things, because I've already done 035, and I know we're about to get kicked off YouTube now.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah, I gotta get some stuff going here because I've got a busy evening with my daughter's band, and it's our first football game. Well, it's a scrimmage, but we got to go get everything set up, all that, and I got to take her food. So with that being said, not getting into my personal life, so I'm Jonathan. Thank you guys for tuning in to
and I'm Sean. Thanks to everybody in both chats. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, shout out to Redskin Garage and who was the other guy? I'm sorry. Timothy Richards.
Timothy.
I was looking for him. Timothy Richards. I wanted to make sure I said it right. Yeah. But anyway, y'all have a good one. We'll catch you guys next Thursday, hopefully at a earlier time. And peace.